Mohamed, do you have confidence that this won't dent CEO confidence?
What I still have as my baseline is that this will end up in a fairer trade regime that's still free. I think that what we're seeing in terms of trade tensions is a means to a better end for the global trading system. That is still my baseline. What has increased is the risk of a policy mistake or a policy error. But I think at the end of the day, we are going to make that transition. And at the end of the day, CEOs are going to regain confidence in a more stable operating environment.
Rick?
So I think the point about there are going to be deals, markets need to see what those are. And I think it's if you're a big multinational and you think about inventory build, CapEx, you got to see what, and particularly some of the industries that are directly affected, it has to have an influence. Listen, if you get deals, it could be pretty powerful. And once you've lifted the veil, listen, I think this jobs report is endemic of, you have an economy that I think for the rest of this year is going to grow very strongly. If you start to lift that veil, the CapEx pull forward is real. What it means in the next couple of years, I think, is questionable. But listen, I think you're going to grow for a while. It's when do you get them, and what are those deals, and are they accretive on both sides?
So, given that view, where do you think we grow for the year as a whole? Do we get to above 3% or not?
Listen, I think rates have a tendency to migrate higher. I think you're going to get above a 3% 10-year because you have a dynamic. You're issuing so much.
No, but on the growth rate, on the annual growth rate.
Yeah, I think we're going to hit 3% growth this year. I think you're going to get a dynamic. Listen, I think you're going to get this quarter, even the second quarter, you're going to hit we think well into the fours. You're going to have a nominal GDP. It's going to have a 6 handle to it, or well in a 6 handle. Listen, I think you're going to get 3. Like I said, my concern more is the late 2019, 2020, because there are so many positive influences. This stimulus is large. The debt that comes alongside of it is also large, and the interest expense alongside of it, the wage pressure is significant, and the fact that you've sunset CapEx. You have to pull forward CapEx because you've got a 5-year window to do it. My concern is, where do we go the next year or two hence? But I think this year is going to be a strong year. I think we'll hit 3.